Let's talk about iPad Pro's Magic Keyboard. Now, instead of giving you a rushed review, I wanted to use this product for a while so I can talk about my user experience in a better way. Because as great as this keyboard and trackpad is, it has some strengths and weaknesses. Magic Keyboard comes in two sizes. For first and second generation 11-inch iPad Pro, it is $299. For third and fourth generation 12.9-inch iPad Pro, it is $350. As you can imagine, the keyboard with its scissor mechanism and the travel-sized trackpad is just great. The keys are backlit and the brightness level gets adjusted via iPad Pro. The trackpad is not haptic, but it can be clicked anywhere, unlike some trackpads that can only be clicked at the bottom here. The click is firm. How firm, you may ask? Well, if you have one of the Magic trackpads, set it to firm. It's a lot firmer than that. So if you're uncomfortable with this kind of click, you can go into your settings and set it to tap to click. The gestures on the trackpad are very simple. It's a really nice combination of the touch gestures mixed with the trackpad gestures. 3-finger swipe up goes to the main screen. If you go here and then push up, you go into your control center. When you do it from the center, it's the lock screen. And then you can use 3 fingers to go back. You can use 2 fingers to go between pages. And you can use 3 fingers to go to your open apps. Click anywhere to get out. It is very simple. Let's go to YouTube. And while we're watching this great video by Mr. Steele, let's push to the right. It opens up the slide over. You can push it up with 3 fingers to see other apps that are open here. Or let's take our notepad, open it up here, push this over there. You can't give up now. Perfect. Also, when you hold down the command button, it shows you the shortcuts depending on what screen you're at. The ergonomics of the Magic Keyboard is really good. This part where you rest your hands is really nice. It's not slippery, it's not grippy, it's just the right amount that holds your hands in place. Also, the design of this case is really good. You can adjust the angle between this and this as you wish, as opposed to folio keyboard where you only have this or this angle. Also, the magnets in this Magic Keyboard is crazy. It's a lot more than what we have in folio keyboard, which is a lot more than what we have in the regular folio case. So folio case has some magnets, this has more magnets, and this has the most magnets. However, this Magic Keyboard by itself is heavier than my 12.9-inch iPad Pro with the pencil on it. And as you can imagine, because of the trackpad, because of the backlit keys, it consumes more power compared to the folio keyboard case. How much more? Well, while I was writing the script for this video, in 10 minutes it drained 3% power. I was listening to a song and writing the script at the same time. When I switched this case with the folio keyboard case and connected my trackpad and kept on listening to the music, after 10 minutes it drained less than 2% battery. Which brings us to charging your iPad. As you may know, we have this pass-through charging port here, but it doesn't charge as fast as the USB-C port we have on the iPad Pro itself. Also, because of the design, you cannot fold this case behind the iPad, just like this. And let's say you're at a meeting and the meeting is over and everyone's getting up and you're getting up and then someone says, hey, oh, don't forget to take note about this. You gotta do that. Where in the folio case, you go, what's that? Okay. It also means you cannot use your iPad in the portrait mode because then you gotta use it like this. or like this. Now, some people say they don't care if they don't get to use their iPads in the portrait mode. I use my iPad in the portrait mode a lot, especially while I'm laying on the couch and I have the iPad resting on my chest. So in order to do that, I have to take it off of its case. Then my iPad doesn't have a case on it. Also, some iPhone apps on the iPad, they open in the portrait mode, even though we have enough screen here to display an iPhone app on the iPad. Maybe they will fix that in iOS 14. But remember, there is no right or wrong way of holding the iPad.
And again, we can look at this in landscape mode if we'd like. Go back to portrait. It's very, very simple.
So your freedom while the case is on to use your iPad in portrait mode is kind of gone. But I wish we had a button here, and when you push that button down, you can just flip the keys behind the iPad, like folio keyboard here. But maybe that would cause more problems because then you're exposing the keys and the trackpad. Now with folio keyboard case, since you're getting this keyboard, you don't expect much from it. What you expect is, yeah, just help me type my email really fast and then just get out of the way. But when you have a keyboard and a trackpad that looks fantastic with backlit keys and that costs $350, your expectations are higher. But as you may have noticed, we're missing the upper row of the keys, which means we don't have an escape key, we don't have the function key, we don't have the F keys, and we don't have volume up, down, brightness up, down, or a dedicated Siri or dictation key. What you can do is you can go into settings and keyboard, and in the keyboard you can hit modifier keys and you can assign the escape key to something. I don't know if I want to change my caps lock, control option, command or globe key to something else. Also, the first thing I do whenever I'm setting up my computer is to change the key repeat and the delay before repeat speed of a keyboard. What that means is when I want to move, I want my cursor to move as fast as it can and I don't want it to wait. So we need a setting for that as well. Also, the lack of upper row keys and the other keys I mentioned shouldn't be the end of the world. I think if Apple lets us set shortcuts, I can easily go and create shortcuts, option command tilde key for escape, option command minus plus for volume, brackets for brightness, something else for the backlit keys brightness, option command delete for Siri or something else. Because then while you're using this and you're, for example, purchasing an app, it still asks you to double click the Siri button. You don't have to double click the Siri button. You can just go and use that shortcut. A keyboard with trackpad changes the way you interact with the iPad, just like Apple Pencil. iPad is Apple's most modular design. It's the most shape-shifter product they have. You buy an iPad by itself, it is a great tablet. You add a pencil to it, boom, you're Bob Ross. Bring it next to your iMac, it's your second screen. Bring it to the Magic Keyboard, and now this is the thing that is closest to a laptop. And depending on how you use an iPad, this may be the ultimate solution for you. Apple's Magic Keyboard for iPad Pro is a fantastic way to take your iPad Pro a step further. Having a trackpad and backlit full-sized keys with your iPad Pro at all times is great. Depending on how you use your iPad Pro, the limitations may be an issue, but I feel like most of them, like settings and shortcuts, will be sorted out via updates in time. I can tell you that after using the Magic Keyboard for days, when I switched back to Folio keyboard, I definitely felt the lack of trackpad. With every update, iPad is evolving and becoming a bigger part of my life. And I think the Magic Keyboard is already a part of that. Remember, if it makes your life easier, it is worth it.